I thought you were talking about Brad Pitt in general.
I was
like,
know,
wow.
In general. You're like, whoa, you've been fishing with Brad Pitt?
All right, should we start this?
Yeah, let's start it.
Hey, welcome to Snackdown. I'm Justin, and this is...
Andy.
And...
It was quick. I was quick on
welcome back. You're back.
They're back or we're back?
Well, you and them in the apartment.
Back here, yeah. Okay. I mean, this is kind of like a look behind the curtain. Guys, I don't live here.
Yeah. We've discussed this, how you show up for an hour at a time or 2 hours, and your neighbors are like...
What's he wearing now?
There are cops in my parking lot, and for a second I thought they were on a sting mission to watch what Andy does when he comes to the apartment on Fridays. I thought maybe someone turned us in, but...
They were patting me down.
Yeah.
They were looking for cocaine on my chest.
What are you doing in that apartment for 2 hours?
Yeah. I'm like...
Doing a podcast?
I'm like, just... ask your neighbors. They know. So we're going to, this episode's released in October. So we're going to be doing some, I'm going to put you through the paces.
The paces? What's paces?
Test, gauntlet. So we both kind of declared that, like, we're not Apple experts, but I'm going to see how much of an expert Justin is.
I keep putting Andy through tests, so he was, like, really eager to, like, put me through a test. He really wants me to fail.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't use those words.
I can see it in his eyes. There's, like, a little sparkle.
Yeah. I was like, it's your turn to feel what I feel.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. We have actually 2, maybe like a little different of hard ciders that we're going to try. Mm-hmm. And we've got 3 cheeses. I'm not going to make you go through a cheese test. We're just going to have them.
I'm just going to chomp it.
Yeah, we're just going to have.
Good.
Yeah, the cheese looks great. So
and
Triscuits. is that what you were going to say? Yeah. I'm sorry, and Triscuits. The Triscuits are just regular sea salt Triscuits, just as a flavor medium. Mm-hmm. If you want to try them with your apples, then that's fine. If that's going to help you gain an advantage for...
Maybe it'll help me like taste the flavors and the tartness of the apple better.
So that's what we're going to do. And
cool. So what cider should we do first? Let's do yours, actually.
So my cider is from... This is called Rootstock Cider Works. So they're bottled in Williamson, New York, which is kind of between Syracuse and Rochester, kind of towards Lake Ontario. So, and this is a dry and hopped cider. So we're just going to try that.
Yeah, both of the ciders we're doing today are not like your normal classic, just regular apple hard ciders. They're kind of wild cards. Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone has, if you do like hard cider, you've got like your standard that you really like. Mm-hmm. And I think it's hard for me personally just to describe a good standard hard cider. You can be like, oh my gosh, it's so appley and nice and tart. And you're like, okay, you're just describing an apple.
Yeah.
It's boozy though. Oh, okay, now we're getting an alcohol. Yeah. But we figured we'd try something a little different. And, we'll try something... Again, local, kind of New York, and then the other one is going to be a little more...
exotic. We'll get to what we do.
Exotic.
I don't even know where it's from, though. New York State apples, so...
Oh, really?
I don't even know.
JK. All right, so never mind. All right, so here we go with the Rootstock Hopped Hard Cider.
Nice. Wow, it looks like a fine wine.
Yeah.
A champagne, actually.
Yeah, we're having them in chalice glasses. It's very clear.
Should we try to cheers these?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it next to it.
Here.
I think that was a good one.
I'm so happy. Yeah, that was great. It's very dry.
Mm-hmm. It's very, it actually is champagne-y. Mm-hmm. Like, it looks like a champagne. It's very light in color. Mm-hmm.
It's very dry. It kind of has, like, that apple skin, not mustiness, but maybe, like, a little bit of, like, a vegetal bitterness, like apple skins. It's pretty cool. I like it. I
don't taste the hops, do you?
No, I don't. Not at all.
It's dry. It's a little bit sweet, and it kind of has the same mouthfeel as the champagne.
So when you look at the ingredients, it doesn't even state hops as being an ingredient. It says fresh pressed New York State grown apples and yeast. Maybe they just forgot the hops.
It says hopped, so could there be something else that means? Like leapfrog or...
Yeah, maybe they did that.
They leapfrogged the barrels, and it's been hopped.
What percent is that?
6.9.
6.9, huh? I feel like with a lot of hard ciders, depending on the hard cider, you kind of have to add... an okay amount of sugar to get up to like an alcohol content of that high.
It's weird. Doesn't say anything about the hops.
This is pretty good. This is fine. I really thought it was going to be hoppier.
I thought there would be some hops in it.
Yeah, some hops at all.
The name threw it off.
Yeah.
People are really into hops right now. Let's just throw that on the label.
Yeah. Or it's like with wines, like wines are like, yeah, it has notes of cherry and citrus and like all this other stuff. And it's like, well, it only has grapes in it. So like maybe they made this apple variety that was very hoppy.
I love how when wine, like all the descriptions of it, grapes isn't one of the things. Mm-hmm. It's always like peaches.
You know that. Why would they do that though? Like a notes of grape.
I know, but like, it's just funny that that's not one of the things that.
Yeah, Justin, I can just like picture you being at like a wine tasting, and they're like, "What are you gathering from it?" You're like, "Definitely grapey."
I'm tasting grape. Is that correct?
You're like, Welch's, I think. Kind of got me on a jam, like a grape jam. Get out. Anyway, you want to segue into
Apple number one?
Our trials, our gauntlet?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm going to hand Justin a tablet, and that tablet is going to have kind of a list of apples on it, and it's got their pictures on it, and so it goes from most tart to most sweet, and that's kind of how you're going to judge things, okay? It's got 23 different apples on there.
And how many apples am I taste testing?
4.
So there's not a good chance.
I don't know how good of an apple taster you are. I'm not messing with you. All 4 of them are on here, okay?
I will see.
Okay.
Hand me the tablet.
Tablet, please. So, and you are not going to see any of these, okay?
Yeah, he won't let me see the color. Tell me when I should close my eyes. Right now?
Yeah. Hold out your hand.
It's wet.
Okay. All right.
Now eat.
Yes, eat. And I like your technique of taking a bite and then putting it behind your back. Like, you're very committed to the cause, and I appreciate that.
Very sweet. Not very tart. It's definitely not a Honeycrisp.
You guys gotta see this. It looks like you're like truly like enjoying the apple, but you're not necessarily. You're just closing your eyes while you're doing it.
It's either a Fuji or a Gala, I think, but let me see. I'm going to go with Gala.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You're incorrect.
Dang it.
The answer is the lady.
Just lady?
Yeah, it's a pink lady, but lady's on there.
Oh, wow, that's way down there. That was towards the tart scale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really thought it was... Are you sure you picked the right apple?
I'm the one administering this.
That was sweeter than I thought. Did you try it?
No, I'm the one doing the test, Justin.
Professor!
Yeah.
See, that skin is red, too.
Mm-hmm. It's not that... Well, it is kind of sweet, yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Uh-huh.
That's like near the tart top.
Maybe pink lady's vastly different than the lady.
Let's look that up.
I apologize.
It's going to be like pink lady, also known as Gala.
I'll be so pissed.
I think pink lady, according to this, is a hybrid of a lady. And it's a little bit more sweeter.
Okay.
Well, I still got it wrong.
Yeah, but I kind of got it wrong. Anyway. All right, so, okay.
Maybe the...
cleansing your palate?
The unhopped cider threw me off.
All right, cleanse your palate.
I still can't believe there's no hops in that.
It's BS.
There really isn't. It just says hops.
I mean, it should say hops in there if it's actually included.
Yeah, I think they just threw the title on there to get people to buy it. Which it worked, I guess.
I
gotta close my eyes.
Close thine eyes.
Apple salesman. I want an apple surprise.
Apples for the poor.
Woo! What's tart? I'm going right for Granny Smith with that one. I don't even have to look at the chart.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
You're correct.
Yes. I knew if Granny Smith was on there, I'd get it. It's so...
That was good. Yeah, good for you, man.
They're so distinct.
They are.
According to the scale, Macintosh apples are only 2 behind Granny Smith, and I don't think they're like nearly as tart. Which to me said...
You know your apples.
Obviously Granny Smith.
You kind of know your apples, I think.
A little bit. So I'm 1 out of 2.
It's not bad so far. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
For the next one. Okay.
How many are there in total? 4.
Just 4. Just 4
right.
total.
I'm good. I'm 1 out of 2. That was a thin one.
Put it in his hand.
That's crazy sweet. A little sandpapery. It's a small wedge, which means it comes from a small apple.
I love your commitment to closing your eyes. and this is kind of like messed up because you have to close your eyes to eat it, but then you have to reference the chart. It's very cool.
Texture's not very crisp. It's soft. Fuji.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That's incorrect.
Dang it!
It's a Red Delicious.
Red Delicious?
I threw you off with the size of the wedge.
You did.
Yeah.
I was like, this is definitely a small apple.
Because they're big boys. And no, I
did you do that on purpose?
No.
Oh.
But I'm glad I did.
Yeah. I was like, this is a small wedge, small apple, Gala or Fuji. Yeah, Red Delicious apples are pretty big. That was really sweet, though.
Yeah, let me have it.
So it does make the Pink Lady not taste as sweet. Because that's much sweeter than the Pink Lady.
Mm-hmm. And these are like they're very like soft and almost like mealy.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I knew it wasn't like so Honeycrisp. I love because of the crispiness of the texture. And I don't like mealy apples.
These would make like miserable pie apples.
Yeah.
You know? Good, maybe good applesauce though.
What's a Gold Delicious? So that's sweeter than a Red Delicious apparently. But I don't think I've ever had a Gold Delicious.
What's the sweetest one?
A Fuji.
I almost got a Fuji. There were some crazy apple varieties.
But I have one more, correct? Mm-hmm. So I know it's not Fuji.
Damn it.
Yes.
I bet you're real good at escape rooms, aren't you, Justin?
Marginally.
All right, close your damn eyes. Oh, my God.
I shouldn't have said that.
What, that you're good at escape rooms?
This is crisp. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be a Honeycrisp. It's too big. The wedge is big. Maybe it's something on either side of the Honeycrisp. But I feel like it'd be hard for you to get Snapdragon or Smittens.
Oh, would it?
I'm going to go Snapdragon.
Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
You're incorrect.
Dang it. What was it?
That was the Honeycrisp.
Dang it. I knew, because I love the flavor. I'm like, this is definitely like Honeycrisp.
I tried to deter you from it.
1 out of 3. A horrible apple.
One out of 4, Justin.
Oh, 1 out of 4. I should have just stuck with my original answer, because I knew I eat Honeycrisp apples all the time.
You know, you were right on with the Honeycrisp. And I did try to deter you. And I think I successfully deterred you.
Yeah.
I would have done worse. So
that, but the Honeycrisp wedge is huge. That's a big Honeycrisp. A lot of times Honeycrisps are small. So that threw me off also. Because the flavor was very Honeycrisp for me, but because the size of the wedge was big, I was like, this is maybe a different apple, similar to Honeycrisp. So that's why I went with Snapdragon or Smitten. Never had a smitten apple. I've been smitten. Should we get some apple chewing sounds?
That's going to be on our Patreon. It's just us eating.
All the in-between parts?
Yeah, you wanted the uncut. No, you're not going to get the uncut. You're just going to get all of the cut.
You're just the cut.
All the clippings.
Well, that was good. Apples are good. I'm not a fan of Granny Smith, though. I know we had them and we dipped them in the fondue. And it was decent. But they're just too tart for me. Like to just enjoy eating like a single apple.
I mean, I love them in so many baked goods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the tartness lends itself to be accompanied with something else, you know? Like to baked in something or maybe eaten with something salty. But if I'm just chomping on an apple, it's too much.
I gotta say, this one isn't as tart as you're kind of playing it up to be. So the ones that we have like on our, like near our house that are just kind of like littered around the countryside, they are very tart apples.
Yeah, for some reason, like wild apples are very tart. Mm-hmm. Should we take a break?
Yeah. So, I mean,
cheese.
Let me just kind of reiterate, you went 1 for 4.
Yeah. And he's just got a big smile on his face.
But
How disappointed would you have been if I got him all right?
I would be stoked. I would like that.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm also content that you went for 4. But yeah, we'll take a break and we're going to bust out some cheese. I'm not testing you on cheese. And we're going to try that Magic Jack current hard cider. Right?
Smack Jack.
Well, it says Mac Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it's Smack.
No, you said Magic Jack.
Oh, it looks like Magic Jack.
Mac Jack.
You said Smack Jack.
Did I? That's a good one, though.
Sorry, Jack. Shout out to Jack.
All right, well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with some cheese, Triscuits, and...
bootleg logistics.
All right.
See you in a bit.
Okay, we're back.
We're back and we have some cheese. We're going to try some cheeses now. Oh yeah,
let's open the
you gotta pop that bottle.
So this is Mac Jack Black Currant Passion cider.
They should have just called it a blackjack.
And it's actually made with New York State apples. So black currant is often mixed with hard cider in a drink called cider and black in the UK, apparently. And you can mix it with a lager, and it's called a lager and black. Enjoy Mac Jack Black Currant Cider alone or mixed with your favorite brew and release the passion. So we're about to release the passion, I guess.
So a black currant and lager? You can do that?
Yeah, I guess. That's a thing.
Wouldn't it should be called a blogger?
Oh. So yeah. And I was afraid this was to be a little bit too sweet. Mm-hmm. But it actually, I mean, it is sweet, but it's well balanced.
I've heard they added more hops to it. I'm kidding.
The label's purple, and for some reason in my mind I was imagining it's purple, but it's not. It's a very like cider color. It's a
that's
orange.
Very pleasant. Mm-hmm. Oh look, it's got like little
bits of berry in it.
Yeah,
isn't it really good?
Yeah, it's got like berry. It's got currant sediment in there. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's fantastic. Yeah. Wow.
It's very good.
That could get dangerous.
Mm-hmm. My first thought was thinking of when we had the Gosa.
Yeah, you put a little rum in it, huh?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so I mean, it is sweet, but it's very well balanced. It's like it's not like a fake sweetness of like, oh, they threw some berry stuff in there. Like you can still taste the cider.
Yeah,
and the passion fruit. It's very good.
There's passion fruit in there?
Isn't that what it is? Oh, it's not. It's blackcurrant. I got thrown off because it says blackcurrant passion. But the passion's all about releasing your passion when you drink it.
So what are the ingredients of this?
Hard apple cider, and the apples are made from New York State apples.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 1% of natural flavors. Spices, caramel, sulfates and sorbate to protect flavor. Lightly carbonated, naturally gluten-free, flavored with blackcurrant extract.
So it is an extract. It's still very good.
It's very good.
I'm not sure if this will pair well with the cheeses, but we're going to do it anyway.
But berry goes well with cheese.
Yeah, but cheddar? Maybe. Yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Let's try it.
What do we have to lose?
We have nothing to lose. We only have cheese to gain. So which one should we try first? Andy bought all these, so...
So I'll just kind of say what they are right off the top. So New York State has something called Yancey's Fancy Cheese, right? New York's artisan cheese. It's pretty, it's a standard. So there's that, and then so there's one that's called Maple Smoked Handmade in Vermont, Grafton Village. So it's raw milk, cheddar cheese, and it's from Vermont. So we're gonna try that, and then the last one we're gonna have is Bella Vitano Tennessee Whiskey, which I don't really know a lot about.
I destroyed the label too on all these, opening them.
So they're talking about the ingredients, and so it is cheese, and then it's got whiskey in there.
Nice.
And they actually list out it's got corn, rye, and barley in there.
Wow. That's cool. Whiskey cheese.
Yeah, whiskey cheese. Have you ever had whiskey cheese?
No, but let's start with the whiskey cheese.
Okay, let's do it.
Actually, should we just start with the plain cheddar as a base?
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so that's this one.
So we'll do them. Let's do them in order. Let's do the Yancey Fancy. Oh, crap, mine just crumbled too.
It just fell on the floor.
Well, we've got a lot of cheese.
Cheese overboard. Whoa, more cheese on the floor. Dang it. I'm just trying this Triscuit free. Just to get the flavor of the cheese.
Yeah, go nuts. Go nuts. How much like floor does yours taste like? Does it taste like floor?
There's a little bit of rug in there.
It's rugged.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah, it's good standard cheese, right?
I could eat an entire block of cheddar cheese, which is very bad for you.
No, it's not.
An entire block?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great for you.
I've eaten half of that before.
Easily.
Yeah.
That can replace a meal.
And then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. And this is cheddar that is aged 16 to 18 months, it says. Mm-hmm. It's a medium, so there's so many different types of sharp cheeses. So do you know what makes a cheese sharp?
No.
Is it the aging, I wonder?
Oh, you were asking me.
Yeah. I wonder, if it's more ingredients or if it's just an aging process. Googling cheddar age.
So sharpness is a term that indicates how cheddar changes as it ages. So mild cheddar is 2 to 3 months. Sharp is 6 to 9 months. Extra sharp is 1.5 to 2 years. And it gets sharper and sharper. I went to a restaurant and for an appetizer, they had 30-year-old cheddar.
30-year-old cheddar?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I requested it, and they're like, that's the only thing that we don't have. And I'm like, dang it, Bobby. But I will go back for it. I mean, 30-year-old cheddar sounds pretty cool.
It was on the menu, though?
Yeah, it was on the menu. They must have been just temporarily out of it.
Out of 30-year-old cheese?
They don't age it there. You know what I
know.
Well,
we ran out of that 30 years ago.
Yeah. It was only one then. We keep putting a number up on the menu.
Yeah, this is really good.
And so I kind of paired apples with cheddar too. I mean, and we have plenty of our taste test apples.
That's true.
So if you want to place thine cheddar on an apple, you're more than welcome to it.
Do you like sharp cheddars? Mm-hmm. Do you like extra sharp, super sharp cheddars?
I like the cheddar that has crystals in it.
What's that?
At a certain point, they kind of get a little crunchy, and crystally.
Yeah. There's a little air pocket that's filled with
crystals, gems. Yeah, geodes.
Yeah,
yeah,
crunchy gems.
Yeah,
yeah. So this is age 16 to 18 months. So it's just a little bit over a year.
So it'd be that'd be considered a sharp cheddar.
Yeah, and it says medium. It's kind of weird, but this is really good. I mean, cheddar is just a very
it's so amazing
good cheese. So thank you, Cheddar Region.
That's not a thing. No. That's not.
So what makes it cheddar cheese?
I think there's the cheddaring process. I think is cutting.
You just threw an ing on a word.
No, cheddaring is actually a thing. It's almost like you're slicing it while it's still kind of watery.
But couldn't you cheddar another thing and make it that would taste slightly different? Like cheddar cheeses have a specific flavor. So how does the process create a flavor? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Maybe it's aging. Do they age it somewhere or in something specific?
Okay, so the only thing that controls what cheddar is, what's considered cheddar, is that it must be a firm cheese with less than 39% moisture. That's it.
I just wonder why they all taste similar. Well, I mean, we're going to try 2 more, so maybe it's not.
Yeah. So the cheddar process, known as cheddaring, you're welcome. During the cheese making, the curds are cut and formed into blocks and then turned and stacked repeatedly, often by hand. So it acidifies the curd and changes the texture from crumbly lumps to pliable, elastic curd, and it gives the finished cheddar its unique texture.
Yeah. Do you like cheese curds?
Oh, heck yeah.
They're
Do you like
so
cheese
good.
curds?
Yeah. Ugh.
And if it doesn't have the squeak, get it out of my face.
Yeah.
It better have like a full-on squeak. Yeah, so it's I'd say let's move on and we can come back to Yancey's Fancies. But let's move on to the Grafton Village smoked maple, right?
So this is smoked over Maplewood?
Let's find out.
I mean, what we've learned from the hopped cider is you can just throw labels on things. And
That's right. It can be anything.
it smells smoky.
It smells very smoky.
Softer. Yeah, it tastes like a grill, kind of. Like the scrapings of a grill. They get stuck to the bottom of your burger.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
Yeah, that's what I taste.
So it is cold smoked over maple wood. So you're right. You're right on that. Even before you had it, you're like, you can't have maple syrup in there.
I've learned a lot about smoking, I think, from this. We've talked a lot about smoked things. That's good. It has a slight, not bacony, but a similar flavor. Like salty smoked. Because you can get maple bacon. Maple smoked bacon. So I think it's similar to that.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of that.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So Grafton Village, keep up the good work. The entire village of Grafton.
But see, so that's really good, right? I don't think I could eat an entire block of that, though.
Why not?
I don't know. I think any sort of these cheeses that have like flavor to it slightly tastes artificial to me.
Even though it's not.
Even though it's not. Like, it's good. But could you eat that, like, just tons of it?
I could eat a decent amount of it.
But it's not as, like, subtle and addicting as just straight up cheddar.
Okay, so like the bread cheese. The bread cheese had like a certain something to it. Could you eat a whole block of that bread cheese?
No.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I totally could.
Really?
Absolutely.
I know I got you hooked on bread cheese.
Yeah. I've bought it twice total.
It's a little expensive.
Is it?
Oh, I mean, for how much you get. You get the same package that I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $10, I think. $9.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not good.
Nine something.
Oh my gosh, I just got a bill in the mail. Thank you, sir. Oh my gosh, my debt is skyrocketing.
You're like, oh, I have 10 of them out in the car. Just
Yeah. Oopsie daisies.
So the cheese keeps crumbling and falling on the floor. Those mice are going to be back. Cheese.
I think those mice are big fans of the pod. Mm-hmm. We have fed them.
Yeah, they just wait until we're like done. Like, got the scraps, boys.
They're like, when are they going to bust out that truff sauce again?
Yeah. We've created like highfalutin mice, and they like don't like.
Yeah.
This cheese doesn't have truff sauce on it. Leave it behind.
Are you trying to give me rat poison? Actually, yeah, we are. Sorry, mouse.
Cool.
Let's
We got one more cheese.
Let's round out with some of that Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, so this has got Tennessee whiskey in it.
And quite a rind.
The rind is good.
You're a rind man.
I'm a rind man. Watercracker rind. Oh, this has got the crystals.
Yeah, how long is this aged for?
I really tore up the label.
I couldn't tell if it was crystals or Triscuit left over.
Wow, this is good. This is better than the last one.
This is very sharp.
It's sharper than the last, which means it's probably aged longer. And I think I like the flavor better.
I can't really taste the whiskey aspect of it.
No, I never can.
I like how they went through like the trouble of like naming corn, barley, rye, and like it's subtle. It's very subtle.
That's good though.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like that better than the last one.
Really? Mm-hmm. This isn't what I expected.
No, not what I expected either. What I've learned from buying anything that has like whiskey or bourbon on the label is it's very much a marketing thing, and I can never really taste like Asian bourbon barrels or bourbon smoked or I don't know. This is good though. Maybe I should try it on an apple.
Mm-hmm. I was actually just about.
I'm just gonna throw a Tennessee whiskey on a what's the what?
You're looking at Red Delicious, Pink Lady, Granny Smith, Honeycrisp.
I'm gonna throw in a Pink Lady because you always want to give a Pink Lady some Tennessee whiskey.
Is that true? Is that a thing, Justin?
That's good. A nice balance of like salty and sweet.
I think smokiness goes really well with sweetness. Mm-hmm. So did I bring it? Did I bring it to the table this week?
I think so.
This was a kind of a thick sode, you know? That's what they say in the podcast world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this apple's gross. Which one did I pick up? It's all mealy. It's that dark red one.
Red Delicious.
Oh, it's like eating like wet sand. So, What have you been up to this week? Anything fun?
I honestly don't know. I played D&D.
Oh, nice.
And then like one night I went to bed at like 8:30.
Wow.
So we're like sleep training our youngest. And he gets up like 5 times, 6 times a night, which gets a little busy. So I'm sleeping in the room now. And so if he like kind of like stirs or whatever, I'll kind of like put my hand in the crib and just kind of like let his hand like hold my finger.
And you're just like,
yeah. And I'm like going to sleep and he's just kind of like, all right, circle of trust, Dad. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. And then he goes back to sleep. Sometimes I have to pick him up and walk him around and stuff, but he's almost 18 months.
You're getting there.
Am I?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Just another couple of years, probably.
Yeah. He'll be like 18. He'll be like, hey, Dad.
Circle of trust, Daddy.
Circle of trust.
Daddy, you coming to bed?
Daddy. I'll like 3D print like my hand with just like one finger sticking out so I can just hold on to my 3D printed finger.
It's like, Dad, we have a sleepover to go to this weekend. I'm going to my friends. I can't sleep without.
I need the hand, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Whatever.
Let's go. Better be ice cream.
Oh, speaking of which, there was one really nice day this week.
Yeah, there was. Did you get ice cream?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go to that place you talked about? The place that's on the way home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place is on the way home. Yeah. Have you gotten ice cream recently?
No, I have not. I wish I could, but I think I was busy or something.
Busy getting ice cream? What were you doing?
I don't remember. What
busy
day was
getting
it?
a slushie? Tuesday, maybe? Monday?
Probably editing.
That's awful. You picked the nicest day out of the week to edit. You need to check the calendar, or you need to check like the weather app. It's
been a pretty busy week. I've been filming a commercial, so.
Are you in it?
No. 2 weeks ago, my back was in one, so that's cool.
Your what? Your back was in a... On purpose? Mm-hmm. Do you want to revisit any of these drinks?
Yeah. So which one was your favorite?
I'm saying, do you want to have another one?
Oh, yeah, we can have another one.
Which one do you want? Which one do you want?
Up to you. Which was your favorite?
Obviously the Mac Jack.
Let's just do that one then.
Okay.
Oh, it's better cold. Like, that one's really cold.
I like both ways, honestly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like so dynamic. I could even drink that, like, dare I say, lukewarm.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
It's a really good drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drink it warm, or like hot.
You wouldn't pull it out of the back seat of your car when you went to the beach.
Yeah. Like,
it's been rolling around for a week.
Yeah. I need something refreshing and hot.
Yeah. Have you ever had, like, when you're, like, super thirsty and there's that hot bottle of water in your car and you're like, screw it, I'm thirsty, and then did you regret it?
I've never regretted it.
I have.
Have you?
Because hot water is, like, not refreshing at all. Like, I've gone on a hike and been, like, sweaty and, like, thirsty, and I'm like, oh, I really need water. And there's that water bottle that I know is, like, so hot.
And, like, half drink.
And I'm like, yeah. I just got it because I need water so bad. And then I, like, squirt it in my mouth, and it's just like drinking, like, tealess water. Mm-hmm. And it's like, ugh.
Tealess water. Oh, like just hot water.
Like, I heat it up, yeah.
I, like, agreed with you, and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
How'd you like the Triscuits?
Triscuits were very dry.
Nice.
Just like the first drink we had, dry.
I love
salty.
Triscuits. Just like the first drink we had. Mm-hmm. Saline. We had saline earlier.
There's like this herbal Triscuits, garden herb and veggie or something like that. Mm-hmm. Those are so good. There's also garlic Triscuits. Delicious.
Those are all good, but they would be so detracting from like the actual cheese flavor.
For sure.
What was that? Did you have... You must have had an idea of how that would sound when it came out, right? You sounded like a Pokemon or something.
Really?
Yeah. You sounded like you had like your own little catchphrases as a nonverbal animal. So what have you got going on this weekend? I'm
going to somewhere 45 minutes away to pick pumpkins and go on a corn maze.
My brother's coming in from out of town, and we're going to go horseback riding. I was sick last weekend. We were supposed to go last weekend, but it just didn't work out, so... I'm not good at horseback riding, so if this next episode after this doesn't come out for like 4 weeks, it's because I really hurt my back. Mm-hmm. Or if Justin
if like you hear a beep, beep in the background, it's because we're doing it from the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Room.
Yeah. You're like, hey, Andy, how's that tapioca we're trying today?
Yeah. Tapioca and dry toast.
Yeah. How's that ginger ale? Oh, my God. When I worked in the hospital, I used to pound ginger ale.
Really?
Ginger ale and Ensures.
Do they do like a lot of chocolate puddings there too?
No, I think that's more nursing home.
No, nursing home.
I mean, I guess there's some, but it's not like a I don't think there's like a massive drive.
It's not like, it's not like a daily thing.
Right.
Yeah, pudding's more geared towards people without teeth anyways.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, well, Snack Pack, correct me if I'm wrong. If you work in a hospital and you're just slinging chocolate pudding to everyone, let me know. I'd like to be wrong.
And we want to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
so I want to wake up with chocolate pudding in front of me.
Probably not that good at chocolate pudding.
It's not.
If you end up in a hospital and you want chocolate pudding, I will make you chocolate pudding and bring it to you in the hospital.
Okay, good. It's good to know. Is that what you want when you break your back this weekend riding a horse?
How is my chewing ability after this?
Should be fine.
I want a beer, honestly. I'll probably need one at that point. Probably a beer and then pizza? Could you do that? You just want chocolate pudding?
No. I actually don't even like chocolate pudding.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to make you chocolate pudding.
I'll be like, thanks, Andy.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what you wanted. And then you just have to be nice, but you like specifically asked for it, so shame on you.
When you don't look, I'm like scooping it under my pillow.
Yeah. And then your nurse is like, your nurse sees all that just brown chocolate pudding, and she's like, something horrible has happened to Justin.
Doctor!
We're losing.
It's snow, it's chocolate pudding. And you're like, what?
Yeah. I'd be like, no, we need a doctor over here because I've got a broken heart, Justin.
It can't be chocolate pudding because he said he wanted it.
Yeah. He loved it. Why would he spill all of it over there? For real, though, what do you want? What can I get you, buddy? Other than judgment.
Yeah, beer sounds nice, actually. Probably if you're lying in a hospital.
Yeah.
I feel like you get a lot of like there's a lot of dry foods in the hospital, kind of. Not dry foods. I guess there's a lot of like dry air and you got a lot of like cotton mouth and you just want like a drink, I think, usually.
Mm-hmm. All the food is generally moist. Just kind of bland.
But it's all like, you have to rip it out of the cellophane, don't you? It comes in like a little pack.
No, all the food? No, we're not in space, dude. It's there's a kitchen. There's usually a kitchen right there. I mean, food has come a long way, but I think still, if you're like going to be in an institution, what you don't want to be wet is probably going to be a little damp, and the meat that you want to be like nice and whatever is probably going to be a little dry.
Yeah, they like overcook everything just to make sure.
Just to make sure that it's overcooked.
I feel like the last time I was in hospital was like, it seems like a long time ago, and I've never been in the hospital myself.
I don't think I have either.
I went once because I had a stick in my leg.
What? Did you tell this story earlier?
No.
Can we do a quick little...
Story time? So we went on a walk, me, my friend, and my dad. I was probably like 8 or 9, maybe. Uh-huh. And we were walking up this hill, and I slipped and fell, and a stick like went into my leg. And we pulled it out, and you could stick your finger in the hole. Ugh. So my dad... Someone was walking by, and because he had the dog, so he couldn't like carry me. Someone was walking by, and so they took the dog, and he carried me home. And he basically put like a Band-Aid on it and sent me to bed.
Oh, wow.
And so then my mom got home at night and was like, what? So then they sent me to the hospital, but it had been too long, basically, to like do stitches. Uh-huh. So they like cleaned it, kind of, and...
They had to like pack it?
Yeah, I think so. And I had like a bandage on it. So there's a big scar there. And it's like very like loose... wrinkly skin, kind of.
Very cool. Hey guys, you want to see my loose, wrinkly skin?
Yeah, if you like push it all together, it's like... Blah, blah, blah.
Very cool.
So yeah, the 2 ciders, I would pick the Mac Jack. That was delicious.
Yeah, sorry, the other one.
I mean, the other one wasn't bad. It was just...
miscategorized.
It's miscategorized, so there wasn't any hops in it, clearly. Even in the ingredients that they stated.
Yeah.
And then it was more like a dry... I mean, if you're going for like a dry cider, I think there's better ones. This one's just kind of unique. And it's very well balanced, and it's just got a good flavor to it.
It's very unique. I don't think we find currant in a lot of things.
No. And then the cheese, it's a toss-up for me between the just plain cheddar and the Tennessee whiskey. But I think I'm just going to go with this plain cheddar. It's just delicious.
It's hard to beat. Mm-hmm. We've clearly cleaned up all the cheese.
If it was sharper, I think I would like it better, but it's just good. But the whiskey stuff's great.
So none of those had comparable sharpness, right? And like, so we couldn't like compare flavors super easily between those. Like our variety we're looking at kind of like mild, and then so yeah. I wonder if we could taste the whiskey if we had something that was like similarly aged.
Yeah, I wonder.
We're not.
Yeah, because that was definitely, both the other two are definitely sharper than the plain cheddar that we had.
You think?
I think so.
I don't think the smoked one was necessarily sharper.
I think it's a little sharper because that's very mild cheddar.
No, the maple smoked one is definitely milder.
Milder?
In terms of sharpness, yeah. In terms of sharpness, yeah, in my opinion.
So favorite apple?
Honeycrisp.
Oh yeah, it's just the best. It's just a nice, medium, sweet tart. It's got a good crisp. I mean, this thing is... I didn't even finish this thing.
Red Delicious?
Yeah, it's just...
Honeycrisp.
I feel like they put delicious in the title to deceive you.
It's like Red Delicious?
Yeah, question mark? Or it's like, come on, Red Delicious.
Maybe if it's more... I mean, maybe it's just like dried out. Or I don't know if it would taste any different if you picked it fresh and like super well hydrated. Because otherwise, yeah, it gets like a little mealy. Certainly as it maybe dries out.
Yeah, like it wouldn't sell as good if it was called like Wet Sand and Red Skin. Or whatever. So
or
like,
red, just whatever.
It's red.
Red, you'll see.
Yeah. Then you're like, well, let's call it Delicious because we have a lot of them. We need to sell them. People are like, delicious? Let me try.
Yeah.
I mean, some people I'm sure love it. The texture is just too... No.
Everything's been good. I think my least favorite things out of the whole batch. So rootstock was my least. Red Delicious was my least.
Yeah.
And then the Tennessee whiskey was my least.
Really? I like the Tennessee whiskey. It's good.
I know you've said that so many times.
I liked actually the Pink Lady because I don't actually eat the apple a lot. I don't even know if I've ever had it. So that was kind of nice. It's on the tartar side, but it was pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah, I never really eat the Pink Ladies.
So, all right. Well,
yeah. So I usually just can't stand Granny Smith. I mean, they're not bad. I just don't like the tartness. But that Red Delicious beat it out for the worst.
Yeah, it was mealy, especially compared to the rest of them. The other ones were like nice and...
Yeah, because when I think of apple, I think of like a nice crisp bite. Like you hear that like sound and you just want to like...
Yeah, the Red Delicious one was like taking a bite out of applesauce.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like slightly solidified applesauce in a core.
Yeah. Well, tell me what you really think about Red Delicious. Anyway, well, thanks for listening this week.
Yeah, thanks. We got some cool things coming up, especially at the end of this month. There's going to be a special episode.
If you know what we mean.
Yeah. So keep your ears peeled for that.
You don't keep your ears peeled.
What do you keep peeled?
Your eyes?
Oh.
Oh my God.
Eyes peeled. Oh, is it because you're like peeling back your eyelids?
I suppose so. But that kind of sounds gross.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're losing tissue at that point.
Cool. Yeah. Keep your ears open and ready for the end of this month. There's going to be a good episode. And thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find this episode and others like it on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other places. And you can go to our website, www.snackdownpod.com.
Snack you next time.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. No, I didn't do episode 1. Episode 2.
Yeah,
I haven't done a test since
meat.
episode 2.
Episode 2.
Let's start all that again.
Sorry,
I haven't done an episode.
Nope. You gotta stop eating peanut butter right before we start. Episode 2.